Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's do a video on the Vietnam Dong. Many people keep asking me how come I haven't done one recently. That's because there's not a whole lot going on over there. Just like all the other countries, I think they're just waiting for the dollar to crash to see where they stand. Before we get started, if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, or any other precious metals for that matter, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. When you purchase over there at Money Metals Exchange, you will now be automatically entered into a chance to get free giveaways. This month, you'll be automatically registered to be one of 3 people who will receive 10 ounces. That's 10 silver eagles each. So head on over to Money Metals, make your purchase, and automatically enter to win. For those of you who are unaware, I do have my own webpage. I can be found at Pimpy's News Network. Over here, I do post videos that I can't post on YouTube without getting in trouble. I also have my own Facebook group called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So come on over here and join us. It's free to do so. I can also be found over here on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, Odyssey, and now I'm on Rumble. For whatever reasons, my videos are not showing up on my channel yet, but I can be found just by going to the search button and typing in Pimpy's Investment Chat. And my videos will pop up for you to check out. If I get kicked off YouTube or I get suspended on YouTube, you can find me on any other one of these social media platforms. It looks like Vietnam continues to recover from a slow third quarter, but going into the fourth quarter, they really started to take off. Labor market continues recovering in quarter one. Vietnam's labor market continued to maintain recovery momentum in the first quarter of 2023. Pham Hoat Nam, Director of Population and Labor Statistics Department, added that the unemployment rate in the working age saw decreases compared to the previous quarter and the same period last year. Those aged 15 and over in the first quarter of 2023 was 52.2 million, 88,700 higher than that of the previous quarter, and an increase of more than 1 million compared to the same period last year. So their workforce is definitely expanding, which is good. In the period, 51.1 million people aged 15 and over had jobs, 113,500 higher than the previous quarter and 1.1 million higher than the same period last year. Of the total, 18.9 million people were working in urban areas. So Vietnam seems to be able to provide jobs for their people, and their people are actually going back to work. Of course, you know the story. So if people go back to work, that's less people on government aid, and that's more people working and paying taxes. It's good for the economy. But the Vietnam Dong is struggling a little bit still against the US dollar. I don't think that's going to be happening much longer, but we will see how that turns out. Unfortunately, Vietnam is heading to the central bank digital currency. Vietnam has begun to develop its own central bank digital currency, a digital version of its own currency. The Southeast Asian country is thus following the example of over 80 central banks around the world. Compared to other countries in the region, Hanoi got a comparatively late start, and so far, there has been little progress. However, China's progress in implementing a digital renminbi is creating greater pressure amongst policymakers in Vietnam. So it looks like those countries who are going to resist getting into the central bank digital currency, you can expect the other countries making their life a living hell. In other words, they're not going to do trade with them unless they go into the central bank digital currency. So it's up to the citizens around the world to stand up and raise holy hell to make sure that we don't get stuck into the central bank digital currency. Because once they do, they have you. There's nothing you can do about it. People need money to survive. Hopefully, a lot of you have been going out there and working in your community and trying to come up with a plan to survive without the central bank digital currency. So Vietnam's central bank to continue flexible monetary policy in 2023. Vietnam's central bank said on Friday it would keep its monetary policy flexible for the rest of 2023 to maintain macroeconomic stability and keep inflation under control. It added it would tightly control loans of risk-prone sectors and targets credit growth of 14% to 15% this year. So a lot of you are probably asking, what's this got to do with the dong? Well, the dong was losing a lot of value against the US dollar. In other words, it was devaluing. So Vietnam ended up selling a lot of their foreign currency assets, but apparently that has been replenished because of the great last quarter they had. So although the economy is doing good and they're doing all they can to keep inflation down, I think just like every other country out there, they're waiting to find out what happens to us over here in the United States. At least our currency anyways. So as I was saying, there's not a whole lot of news, but at least it's still positive. They're just hanging tight. I think a lot of those countries over there are going to be that way. I know they rely a lot on trade with the United States, and a lot of these countries I'm sure are worried because if the US dollar is killed, that's going to make inflation here super high. And if that's the case, less people are going to be buying goods or at least unnecessary goods until they adapt to the new type of lifestyle that they're going to have. People think they're going to still be living high off the hog. They're going to find out otherwise. Anyways, that's it for now. You guys let me know what you think down below, and I will get back at you later. I'm out.